How do you handle if someone is looking at you with envy or, wow, I wish I could be doing what he's doing, and maybe they're sort of sitting on their own talent? How do you deal with one-upmanship? Because I think it happens to all of us in this town, and then at other times we're on the other end of it as well.
Yeah, no, it definitely does happen. And like I said, I'd be lying if I didn't have that at times for people. Sorry, there's lint floating around. I think it's a good thing. I think, like I said, that means that you're competitive, and that means that there's something that you see that you want, that you can do as well. And I think that that's important. It's hard. It's hard at times. There have been some friends of mine who you just kind of know. There's just a feeling when like okay, things are sort of changing here, and you don't. I don't think, me personally, I don't ever want to think it has to do with that, because I never want to feel like that with any of my friends, with anybody in general. I really don't. Like, I don't feel like, I don't want it to get to a point where you can't support somebody, because I think at the end of the day, everything we all do, like, I'm the person, I'll never walk out of a movie. I've never done it, I don't think, in my life, and believe me, there are plenty of movies where, like, they were tough to get through, or a play or anything, but I feel like there's always something good to be pulled from it. And you know what, like, it's on TV, or it's in theaters, or whatever it is, it's on the stage. Like, there was a lot of effort that it took for somebody to get it to wherever it is that I'm watching it, and I can appreciate that, and I feel like, doing something to, or acting out against the whole thing is sort of just a disservice to us individually as just people, and I'm not ignorant to the fact that, like, I don't think everybody's gonna always like every single thing I do. So, I hope that they can find at least something in it that they do like, to at least keep them engaged enough to watch, or even if it's just like, sometimes I even joke, I'm like, man, even if it's just like they want to see the next thing I do, to see if they can also bash that as well, like, at least they're interested to watch it, And I think, in terms of going back to that sort of competitive, or that jealousy or envy, I don't know. I mean, I think we all experience that, and I guess maybe sometimes it's you just have to understand people, I think, and we encounter that all the time, and I think most, I don't think I've noticed it as much as an actor. Well, that's not true. I definitely have received it sometimes, but I also laugh sometimes. I'm like, who am I? Like, why would you be jealous of me? Like, we're all in this at the same sort of, we're all in this hustle together. You know what I mean? It's just like, guys, like, just I don't know. I just feel like sometimes people take it too seriously at times, and it's just like, just have fun. Like, we're here. It's called a play, it's called a screenplay. It's like, it's like kids. Like, be like a kid. You know what I mean? Like, approach things and just have fun, and it's okay to have feelings about certain things. But I think, like, at the end of the day, like, we're here breathing, and that's kind of what I always like to think. It's like, a friend of mine asked me this the other day about a review that went up about one of our movies. And just ask how I can be cool about it, and I'm just like, because I value people's time. Like, I value the fact that, like, at the end of the day, they watched a movie, like, I can't return your time. Like, you can return the movie for your money, or maybe even get your dollar back from Redbox if you complained enough, but, like, you've still spent an hour and a half of your time that I can't repay you, so I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for people spending that on anything that I was involved with. So when I approach, like, a nasty review or whatever, I look at it and I'm like, okay, again, I'm not gonna like everything I do. I don't expect everybody to like everything, that they see. So it's like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, right? Like, I'm still here. I'm still gonna wake up tomorrow, and I'm still gonna continue working, on the next thing. So I don't know. I just think that overall, people, have your thoughts about it. Let it drive you. Let it fuel you. But check out before it gets to a point where it gets in your way, and that's the part sometimes where it's a little difficult, because we come across people and it's just like they're still holding on to it, and that's sad, because especially if they're friends, it's like, well, I know enough and I value enough of my friendships with people, and time with people, where it's like, I don't, if it's not getting to a point where we can be cool about things, then it's like, I'm not gonna keep pushing, you know, and I don't want to sort of push past the fact that like, okay, now I'm uncomfortably understanding that like this person is, you know, envious or just has negative feeling towards me. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm not gonna put myself in that position, and if that means like we're not friends, then like then that's what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because it's not doing good for either one of us, you know, and or anybody for that matter.